Hi, my name is Tam Watts, and I want to thank you for considering me to be a history teacher here at Willis High School. I have been around the community for a little bit. I worked at the Dollar General for about a year. I want to say that I met a few of the people, and they seem to be very welcoming, warming, and a close-knit community. Something else that stands out to me about this community is that it's a rural area. Something that's very close to me because I'm from a rural area. I feel that I can relate to the kids because we come from similar backgrounds. And speaking of the students, I received the roster, and I see that I have a roster of 16 students, which is split between 8 boys and 8 girls, which is a beautiful mix. Not only do I have a gender mix, I have a nice mix of ethnicity, something that's very important when you're talking about history, especially world history, something that I can relate to them in real life, back to their life. I see that I have 4 white students, 8 Hispanic students. I also have 3 black students and 1 Asian student. That's very important. The students will see that the world around them is not all the same. There's different people in the world. It's bigger than just here in Willis. It's a bigger world out there. And I want them not only to learn history, but learn life skills as well. Now, also, when dealing with a mixed group of people, you're going to have different learners. And I see on the roster that I do have a few different learners. For instance, I have 2 learning disabled students. Now, if they are dyslexic, ADD, ADHD, wherever their disability will be, I plan on addressing them. I want to make sure if they need to have more hands-on projects, I will make sure we have hands-on projects. If we need to have kinesthetic activities within the lesson, anything they need to be engaged in the lesson, I will make sure that that is taken care of. Not only will I take care of the learning disabled students, I will make sure I take care of the GT students. I see that I have 3 on my roster. I want to make sure that they're not just lagging behind. I want them to challenge themselves to do better than what they are. I want them to excel and just grow as a person as well as a learner. I see that I have a few students that are below reading level, and that's no problem at all. If they're below reading level, I want to make sure I build their vocabulary. I want to make sure that they get to the level that they need and that they should be, because it doesn't make any sense for no one to be left behind. I want and to take care of those, take care of those that are below reading level. I want to make sure that we do activities like word of the day, something on the wall, or we put a word up on the wall. Anything to build their vocabulary, anything to keep them involved in vocabulary, doing a lot more reading, anything that appeals to them. Also, I see that I have about 6 students that are on free lunch, meaning that they're probably kind of poor or impoverished. Not ideal at all. I want to make sure that I'm mindful of the assignments that I give them and homework as well. I don't want to give them an assignment to do on the internet knowing that 6 of my students may not have access to the internet. So in that case, I want to allow them time in class to do what they need to do to get the assignment done or anything else. Not only I want to be aware of if they're sleepy or something in my class, that's because they have no place to lay their head or they're up all night. I want to be mindful of every contextual factor of my student. If they need it, I want to make sure that I get it to them. Also, not only do I want to take care of the students' needs, I want to make sure that I present the lesson to them in a way that they will engage in the lesson. I want to be excited every day I come to class. I want to make sure that I captivate the kids in whatever lesson. Let we talk about WW2, I want them to realize the ins and outs of Hitler, what was going through in his mind. I want them to understand and feed off of the information that I'm getting. I want them to want more and more as we go on. I not only want the students to see that I'm excited and passionate about history, I want them to feel as if they're in the classroom and it's safe, that they can ask a question in front of their peers without feeling that they're going to get bullied for their question. Not only do I want the students to feel safe, I want them to set goals for themselves. It's not only me setting goals for themselves. I want them to feel as if they can reach those goals. So I want them to make attainable goals, goals that they can reach. And as well as setting goals, I want to give them feedback on their, say, a project or an assignment that they're given, and not just feedback that they can use and feed off of, that will help them grow into a better person. Let them grow and do better in their project, whatever the subject may be. Not only am I wanting to let them grow and do better, I want them to track their progress and see how far they have grown. I want them to see that they conquered that mountain, that they have reached the mountaintop, in the words of Martin Luther King Jr. Not in per se that history is just dull, but some people think it is. But I want to show them that it's fun. I want them to be engaged in the lesson. I want them to see that Hitler was a bad guy, but a funny thing about a bad guy, he was an artist, a starving artist. He wanted to be an artist first, but he failed. Not only did he fail as an artist, he didn't have formal education. He got his education from the streets. Fun facts that might reach them. I want to relate history back to their everyday life. I want to show them that people in history are not too far different from people today. Also, I want to challenge the students, not just my GT kids or my learning disabled kids. I want to challenge every student from the below level to the above level, anywhere in between. I want them to reach the goal. I want them to reach their full potential. I want them to show that they can and see that they can. Not only do I want to do that, I want them to know I care genuinely. Not just because I'm supposed to, but I genuinely care about the students. And that if, not only if it's a question about history or it's a question about anything in life that they need, that they don't understand, that they can come to Miss Watts and they can ask me for anything. I also want to try to help their anxiety. I know this is a troubled time for a lot of teenagers, that they're going through different things. They're developing hormones they don't really understand. I want them to know that it'll be okay. Everything's all right. Once again, I want them to know that I care. Also, I want to make sure that I give them praise for the things that they do. And when you give the students praise, it gives them the boost and the motivation to do even more. They want to please you and make you happy. And not only just make you happy, they want to make themselves happy. And I want to see those students light up and see that light bulb click. Oh, I can do this. Just a little hard work, I can do this on my own. I not only want students to get the praise, I want the students to work together. Because in the real world, and sometime or another, you're going to have to work with a group of people in some form or fashion. And I want them to learn how to do that. I want them to learn how to divide up the work. I want them to learn how to plan ahead, how to do things together, and give them that responsibility so that when they do go on to the next step in their next process in life, that they will already have that. I don't want any student to leave me in saying that I learned nothing from Miss Watts. I want every student to learn something, whether it be history or a life lesson. If they want to learn something, I want to give them rewards for the things that they have earned and achieved. Because what makes anybody more happy than receiving something because they achieved a goal? And I know that if I'm given the chance, I can do all this with those students that I'm giving. Not only with the students that I'm giving this coming year, the future students that I will have in the year. Just given the opportunity, I know that I won't let you down. Thank you for your time.